Okay. Hello. Hi, guys. My name is Jay Cancer, and as you can see, I have a lovely guest. This is the lovely Resident Snee from her channel. She streams Resident Evil, all of them, and she speed runs it. And you may know this beauty, this very beauty from Games Done Quick. She is a menace when it comes to Resident Evil. She takes no prisoners. She is hilarious, and she is a good-natured and good-hearted woman. Welcome, Snee. Thank you so much.
You're really gassing me up here.
Of
Hell
course,
yeah.
of course, you deserve it. I like giving girls, the women, their just due. And once again, I actually remember your announcement. You're gonna be posted on the channel because of the women's guild. I believe. You can take care from there.
Yeah, so during the month of May, so I haven't streamed for a little bit, and I'm finally coming back this Sunday, actually, really soon, in like 2 days. And I got the opportunity through the Twitch Women's Unity Guild to be featured. They pick like 20 people every month to be featured on the front page. And basically there's the front page carousel and you're just kind of stuck. Like they'll put you up there if there's a slot during the entire month. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be representing the Women's Guild. And I'm gonna have to try not to swear as much as I normally do because
you gotta keep it PG for the ladies.
Yeah, I gotta keep it PG-13, and that's gonna be a struggle because I usually swear like every third word in my sentence.
What they call it, expressionism. You're expressing yourself. That's how they say it. So okay, well, Snee, welcome. As you know, I'm starting out. I actually have been an avid follower for about 2 years, and I actually got put onto your channel through a mutual streamer that we both love and watch, is Marforia. Like recently, I've been a lurky turkey in her streams, but more or less, she put me onto Snee, and the rest is history. As you guys may know, if you've been in Sneevil's channel, she has an awesome, wacky, alluring demeanor when she pulls you into her channel. This lady is a Jane of all trades and master of none. Like that's
a good way to describe me.
Yeah. Like it's like she could turn around, she'll give you bars from her Snee rap, then she'll switch gears and then whisper and give you ASMR at the same time, burning through Resident Evil levels like the Flash, pretty much. The Flash. It's a remarkable to see, and it's amazing to see. So one of the first questions I have for you, we're gonna dig into the interview, is I would like to know the time. It's called the Time Traveler's Dilemma. So if you could time travel to any historical event, which one would you choose and why? Would you change anything or just observe?
All right. So my first thought, I have thought about this before. It's like a, popular question. So I would want to go back to like when they invented fire.
Okay,
because I would want to see like their reactions. They're probably one guy like, what is this? Oh my God. Like this, oh my God, it's hot out. It burns me. They go get all their friends. Like, like, I think it would be hilarious. Like, I would love to see that. There's probably way better answers to this question, but I just think it would be cool to see their reactions, see them bring their buddies over, and then maybe if I was really, really messed up, I would just like put out their fire and then see how they react to
that. Like, it's hilarious because so that's awesome. So piggybacking on the time traveler's dilemma, what does time mean to you as a streamer? Because as a streamer and a content creator, you have to kind of manage multiple different facets of your life to kind of give the best quality to a stream. So in your own words, how would you describe like your own time dilemma?
So time for me, I feel like there's two facets to this. There's like when I am streaming and when I'm not, almost. So like I've taken a lot of long extended breaks due to mental health reasons, and that's kind of just publicly known at this point. I'll like show up, hey guys, and then I just kind of randomly disappear, and I'm really working on that. But I have been streaming for, I think, like 4.5 years now in total. But I think the time that I've actually streamed for is maybe like 2.5 years of that. So I feel like time's really passed by a lot faster than I realize almost. Like, I don't feel like it's been 4.5 years streaming. It's kind of crazy to me how it's been that long. And I feel like sometimes I think, oh, I could have done a lot more in that time. Like, I didn't utilize it as well. But also, you got to remember, everyone has their own personal journey that they're on. And while mine might not be as linear and as simple as some others, it's still my journey. And I'm hoping at the end of everything, it will be like a positive outcome. And then also on the flip side, when I am streaming, time management is so hard. Like, I'm trying to stream 5 days a week at least for like 7 hours. Or 6, 7 hours. Before that, like, I want to be working on YouTube videos. I have TikToks that I need to edit and then post every day. YouTube shorts are the same thing, but you still need to take the time to post them. I need to be making consistent posts on Twitter. I need to be in other people's chats because, like, it's kind of isolating if you never talk in anyone else's chat and you're always working on your own thing. Like, I like talking in other chats. It's just hard to make time for it sometimes when you're so focused on your own channel.
I hear you on that.
I've fallen into that a lot in the past where I'm so focused on everything that I'm doing, posting all my things, all my shorts, and then I just don't have time to ever talk in chats. And it is very isolating because that's the main way streamers talk to each other is when they're live and then you pop into their chat, they'll pop into your chat. Not everyone has time to game with each other all the time offline. So it definitely is. It's hard to manage your time as a content creator until you get big enough to be able to pay other people to do your job for you. You know?
I hear that. And I see that a lot with content creators when they get to a big, like almost on some high level gaming or streaming, they have other people to handle so they can move their time to just create. And I noticed that, like, when you have big productions, you know, and time management is a really big thing when it comes to anything you do, from you running a Fortune 500 company to being a streamer, just being a streamer, content creator. With a content creator also, it's a little difficult as well, because you kind of have to create. You have to come up with new concepts all the time, then figure out how to incorporate it and integrate it into your streams or into the live when you go live. Because when you go live, there's no redos. You're doing everything on the fly. So I definitely can respect that. So tell us about your humble beginnings when you started as a streamer. What make Snee wanted to jump into that? Or, you know what? You can answer that. And if you want to answer this one too, how did you fall in love with Resident Evil?
Okay, so I'll start with the Resident Evil question. So I've always been a big Resident Evil fan ever since I was like 7 or 8. I probably shouldn't have, but I used to watch my dad play Resident Evil games and just sit there, and it was like a movie to me. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I loved all the characters. The first one that I ever watched him play was Resident Evil 1 Remake, which it's still my favorite game to this day. I love the atmosphere. I love the creepy music. I would close my eyes, there was too many zombies, or I saw hunters. And I just remember my dad would always beat it, and because he knew the game very well growing up. Or not growing up, but whenever it came out, he played it like immediately. And then by the time I was watching him play, I would just sit there. He'd maybe start playing at like 7 at night, and I'd just stay up all night while he played it through in one sitting and just watch the whole thing from start to end. And he let me stay up with him and stuff, which was awesome, by the way. I think that's great parenting.
That's daddy-daughter time. There's nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, it's such a core memory for me. Yeah. Still, just watching it, and I was so enthralled. And I also watched him do RE0 in the same way. And like RE2 original. So I really love those games. And then when I got older, I tried to play, like maybe I was like 14, 15, and I tried to play RE1 Remake. And I just sucked. I could not understand tank controls or anything like that. I could not get past like the first zombie. I'd see the first zombie, like I'm done with the game. I just running into the wall. I get bit. I'm like, this is not the game for me. I just like to watch people play this.
Oh, that is amazing. God. And I'm pretty sure a lot of our I remember when I was a kid, I played the original OG in like 1996 for PlayStation. And I remember my eldest brother playing it, and we had no memory card back in the day. Like now everything is saved on there. Yep.
Oh
we had no memory card. We
That's
never
so
had a memory card.
stressful.
Yep. Every turn, every bite, every animal, we were on our seats. Cause like my eldest brother was the game person. He was like, okay, you play, we'll watch so we can learn how to play. And he got all the way up to Neptune with the Shark Shark, the original. Yeah. And that's where he died.
No.
Yeah, that's where he died.
That's so far.
Without saving it. So that was pretty good for some kids just getting on the game. And
yeah.
Then my brothers did the most, like, man, I don't want to. Okay, listen, I'll blur it out. I'll blur it out. They did the most dickish thing to me ever. They was like, okay, I'm done. Here, you could play. We're all going to bed. Everybody went to bed and left me in the dark to play that game by myself. I got to the first zombie. After I did that, I was like, oh, nope, can't do it. Gonna play in the morning. So we all have those core memories. And I'm so glad. That's awesome that your dad actually got you into it. And your dad was like the driving force of it. And it's awesome to hear these because nowadays times it's all about battle against each other, battle of the sexes, battle of everything is always colliding with each other. And it's so wholesome to hear about parents being with their kids and enjoying stuff with their kids when it be video games, ball, sports, whatever the case may be. Yeah. This is it's amazing. So that right there is your background in Resident Evil. So when or how did you decide to get into streaming?
So I've always watched a lot of YouTube Let's Plays and stuff like that. And growing up, I was like, oh, that would be cool if I could do that. But when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't think I was funny. Like, I thought I didn't have a funny bone in my body, which apparently people tell me I'm wrong now, but I don't know if I believe them. But I never really had the confidence to do something like Twitch when I was younger. And me and my friend, we tried to start a YouTube channel. When I think we were like 17, 18, I went and grabbed a capture card. We started a YouTube channel, but I still didn't have the confidence. Like right now, people know me as very loud, right? Mm-hmm. But when I was on doing my first YouTube channel, I was like, "Hi guys, my name is Eve, and we're gonna do this." And like, I'm not even kidding. That's how I sounded, and I just had no confidence. I had this weird thing where I didn't like other people hearing me. So like, for example, if my parents were in the next room, I didn't want them hearing me record. So I'd talk really quiet and just no confidence at all. Okay. That channel obviously never went anywhere. But then in 2019, I got an Amazon Fire Stick and it had Twitch pre-installed. So I'm like, oh, what is Twitch? Let's check it out. I feel like I've heard of it before. And then I click on it. I'm like, oh my God, these are people playing video games live. Like, this is awesome. I'm like, how did I not know about this my whole life? And then I search up Resident Evil, and the first person I see is Orchlon, which obviously is a huge Resident Evil speedrunner. I've been watching him for the last 4.5 years, pretty much, or 5 years now. And then I just got in. So he was running Resident Evil 2 Remake at the time. And I was like, I had not played that game yet. But I was watching and I'm like, I want to do that. Like what he's doing, I want to be doing what he's doing. And then I started following all the Resident Evil speedrunners. He was actually doing it was like a race between 7RAD and Orch to see who would get record. They were going back and forth. It was so entertaining to watch. And my problem was, though, I couldn't just jump into streaming because I didn't have a computer that could stream. But then I had a MacBook for like 10 years and then my MacBook broke. And I'm like, okay, this is time. I'm going to go get a new laptop and I'm going to get one that has the ability to stream. So I go to Costco, I go get a new laptop, and literally the next day after I bought that laptop, I did my first stream.
Nice.
And it kind of snowballed.
I do remember you mentioning you first did your first streams on laptop. In fact, when you do your BRB, there's clips of your streams from your laptop, which is so it's like humble beginnings, like it's like the start of something like beautifully grand that potentially changes people's lives,
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And the crazy thing is, my background in Twitch was I watched one of my best friends that I've known for 30 years. He was always a gamer, and being that he was a gamer, he had everything. He had all the Nintendo 64, anything you know, he had it. He had it. But he was one of the first people to stream when it was JTV. He started with JTV because at first JTV was just, we watched all these streamed movies and bootleg movies on there.
Oh, it was not regulated yet.
It wasn't even Twitch. It was just JTV days. And it was like the best thing ever. Then certain people started streaming games. And then he was like, I'm going to do it. He did it. He jumped into Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the original. And then from there, we watched, and then Twitch blew up. It became Twitch around 2011 into 2012, and then was bought by Amazon 2013, and then everything changed because they had to do the MCA, they had to do all of that. So if you ever put in your followage, and I ever put followage in there, it'll say like 12 years for me. It'll say
that's crazy.
I remember one time I was in someone's stream and I put my followage in, and someone said, "Damn, Jay," they was like, "You've been here for the beginning," and I was like, "Yeah, I've been watching since it was started." So yeah, like that is so wholesome that you found the courage and you was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a shot. Like, and you was just like, yo, I'm gonna roll the dice and see what it comes up and hope for the best. And you were just dedicated in it. And it's just like, has that always been a thing with you where you was like, you know, I see that, I want to do that, I'm gonna do it. F what anyone says.
Yeah, so I was always I was a nerd in school. I was always like 90s. I put everything into my schoolwork. And then I kind of did the same with streaming when I got into streaming. And even like jobs that I worked, like part-time jobs, I'd always put my everything into it when probably I shouldn't have because they weren't paying me enough for that. Like I was always like the MVP employee where I'd be working like for example, I worked at Pizza Hut and they'd like the cooks would not show up and I'd be literally serving the place. I'd be taking the orders at the front and making all the pizzas. I don't know how I did that, but like, hey, I do just put everything I can into
more power to you. I gotta
what
give
I
it
do,
to
you know?
Like, you know, and that's that vigor that you have because you're just like, sometimes you want to see the best in things that happen because you're like, look, I'm here. I want to help. I really want to do good. And it feels even better when you're acknowledged for it. Even though sometimes you're not really looking for it, you're acknowledged for it. It still feels just as good. So the next question I have for you is superpower showdown. If you could have one superpower, but it came with an absurdly mundane limitation, what would it be? An example, you can fly, but only at a maximum speed at 5 miles per hour. So that would be an example. Like a awesome power, but some mundane limitation on it that's just like horrible.
Maybe I'd want to like go invisible, but like none of my hair does or something.
So you would be like Cousin Nick from Addams Family?
People out. Sure. I've never seen Addams Family, so really? I'm not sure.
Oh no, my God. I haven't. That has to be one of your watches with your community. Oh, yeah? One of your movie nights.
Oh, we'll have to. Yeah.
It's hilarious. Catch the one with Raul Julia, the 90s Addams Family. That's the funny one. Yeah. Those are the funny one. They had Christopher Lloyd, Angelica Houston, all of that in there.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, that is just the full invisible with just hair running around and just be like, what is that? Like,
no, I'd be able to freak so many people out. And like, what are they gonna, I could go like, not like I would want to do crime or anything, but like say I was gonna rob a bank, who's gonna stop just like hair? No one would do that. And you don't know who it is.
But then you still
like my identity is sealed.
But then the crazy thing would be if you decide to shave your head, you still would be fully invisible.
Yeah.
See the caveat with that? Be like, I'm gonna go bald, and they'd be like, nah, I really don't think you should go bald, but it may help me. And it'll like stand by and watch the legend. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And like imagine the content. Oh. Like maybe I'd become one of those like trashy YouTubers who's just bothering people on the street. It's like walking down the street. There's just hair.
It just like it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. It's just a prank, bro.
Yeah, it's just a prank.
So that's hilarious. So speaking of superpowers, what do you feel that your superpower in real life would be if you had one? If you had to name one about yourself, what would you think your superpower would be?
when like we kind of mentioned it before, when I focus on something, I really put my all into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I think about. I just really want it to, for example, when I'm streaming, like I all I'm thinking about is streaming. I just all new ideas, always trying to innovate. And I think it is a good thing, but also maybe it has a downside as well, where it's harder for me to relax sometimes. Like after stream, I'm just buzzing. Like the stream was awesome, and then the next 2 hours, I'm still buzzing when I should be just relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe another one is just my ability to be loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like I probably scare people away pretty easy.
Oh, come to New York, you'll fit right in.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you'll
Excellent.
fit right in, because I tell you one thing, New Yorkers, if not one thing, we are loud. We are loud. Oh,
yeah.
Fur baby alert.
We got a kitty.
Like furry baby. And yes, this kitty is brand new. If you be like, before he amscrays, what's his name?
So it's a she, and her name is Zelda. Oh, don't worry, it's fine. But Zelda, we have 2 kitties now, actually. Hello, Zelda.
Hello, fur baby. She's like,
yeah. So this is Zelda, and we adopted her. She was, I don't know what her history was, but she was abandoned at the like the shelter.
Oh, rescue.
And we went to go look at kitties, and she was really shy at first, but then I like you can slow blink at cats.
Yeah.
You do like a slow blink. I slow blinked at her, and she came right up to me, and she wanted pets, and I'm like, this is the cat. We're taking her today.
Okay.
We're taking her right away. And then we actually adopted another cat too. Her name is Taco. Taco, and she's really sweet too. She was a little bit neglected. She had a bit of matted fur, and she is like, her backside is not the cleanliest. We're working on that.
Okay.
But she's also overweight, so we're trying to get her to lose weight, and she's at a nice, happy home now where she gets a lot of attention, and I'm hoping the cats will get along, because they're trying to fight right now.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
It's a little stressful, but...
Yeah, I can imagine. I have a couple friends who have cats, and it was just hilarious. Cats are very, very, very hilarious, and they have, like, weird personalities, uncanny personalities. Like, sometimes when cats just look at me, I'm just like, you're judging me, aren't you? And the cat is just like, oh yeah, I'm judging you. All the bad things are in my little brain. I'm smarter than you, human. What do you think?
I think they think they're smarter than us.
Yeah.
Like, you're not.
Like, they don't think. They'd be like, I know I'm smarter than you, human. Watch what I do. Wait till you go to sleep. You'll figure it out. Like, you'll see. You're going to learn today, human. Like,
oh my God. Yeah, my cat knows exactly when to wake me up in the morning. She just stands in my face. Meow.
No.
Meow. It's like, geez Louise, cat. Like, you could wait 20 minutes for food. Let me sleep in a little bit.
It's like, come on, man. God. Not everybody gets the 3 a.m. zoomies like you do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. So, okay. So I have the number 3 question I have for you is alien ambassador. Imagine you're the first human to make contact with extraterrestrial beings that are not cats. What is the first thing you'd say to them meeting a new alien species?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I'd love to see space cats.
Oh my God.
That'd be awesome.
As long as they're not like that.
They have like 5 eyes.
Yeah. See, a space cat, I'm a little weirded out about it because I watched the episode of Rick and Morty, and then that cat that could talk.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've seen that one. I've watched a bit of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I'm like, you couldn't be. I usually say to stoners, I usually say to people who saw this, you can't be a stoner and not watch Rick and Morty to a certain extent, or you have to be a little unhinged to want to sit and actually watch that show. Like,
it's true. Yeah. It's kind of like, what does it remind me of? Like, it doesn't really remind me of South Park, but it's like on the same level of like Unhinged.
Right.
In a way where it's just like, you just sit there and you watch it, don't take anything seriously.
Right.
If you do, you're not going to have a good time.
But I tell you one thing, before Justin Roiland was booted, it always had, I guess when he was writing the lines, there's certain lines that jumped out that I'm not gonna lie that I had to take from, because I was like, okay, that is a gem right there. I just haven't figured it out what was the details about it, but it because I know there was one episode he was talking to Beth about take your life for a spin, I'll make a clone of you, and ride your universe until till the wheels fall off, and figure it out. you know, and then come back. There'll be a spot always here for you and whatnot. And then the way he talked to her about it, like, it was like, damn, that's actually kind of deep. It's a little bit profound. It has its profound moments if you're like really paying attention in between the lines. And then there's just the dumb toilet humor that's just brainless, hilarious entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
That's the part that most people like. So, what would you say to aliens being the first thing you when you meet them?
I'd probably tell them, can you pretend you're gonna like blow up the earth? Like, just pretend. Don't do it. Don't kill people. But pretend you're about to kill us all. So we can all come together for something. Because the world is just...
in a wreck.
I don't know another word. But
whole cluster. Trust me.
It cluster. Is. So many things that people always like, oh, you're different than me because of this or this or this. And we just need something where we can all agree on one thing. Because it's so hard to get people to come to an agreement. Even over simple things sometimes.
I agree with you.
Yeah, hopefully that would make everyone come together.
I agree with you because I think at the same time, we agree on a lot. It's just we disagree on how to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's usually where we find the difference. It's like, okay, we can all agree, hey, we are hurting our planet. But okay, how do we save it? I think we should do this. I think we should do this. Right. Man, that's not going to work. Oh, where's your facts? Oh, shut up. I don't care about facts. I care about my feelings. I care about facts.
Yeah,
it's just,
that's a good point.
It's just like a lot of different, and that's the thing with freedom, when you have free will and I think it's advanced citizenship and whatnot. Like, you know, it's like you got to want it. You got to want to be free. You got to kind of like eat it, breathe it, sleep it. And a lot of people forget what it means to be that. And I guess that's where the caveat for it. So you would want the aliens to pretty much scare us into into coexisting together. Like, okay, we're the aliens. We're going to kill you. Oh my God. Get us Will Smith. Where is Will Smith? Like,
oh my God.
He can only save us now. He's dealt with aliens his whole life. like,
oh my God, that's a movie I haven't seen in a while.
Independence Day, right?
Oh yeah, I used to love that as a kid.
Do not watch part 2. Do not watch part 2.
I didn't even know there was a part 2.
Let's leave it that way. Like, I tell people it never happened because they were supposed to do a part 3. And it never happened.
Oh my goodness.
I'm glad it never happened because 1 is iconic. And it had a little bit of grounding reality to it. But 2 was just goofy. It was just really, really, really goofy. And I seen that in the theaters.
Was Will Smith in the second one?
No.
Oh, come on.
No. And guess what they did? They killed his character off. They killed his character. Yep.
That's pathetic. No wonder it sucked.
Exactly. Trust me. You're going to see it. And then within the first 10 minutes, you're going to be like, oh, no, no. Where's my remote? Turn this off.
Yeah.
Like, turn it off. So
that's happening more recently, too, where it's sequels I feel like they just make it for the sake of a sequel because they know it's off of a popular name or brand where they know it'll make money. But then it ends up being terrible and then tarnishing the brand. So, like, I don't really know what they're doing anymore.
Hollywood is losing creativity because Hollywood is kind of putting up the bars for creativity. And sometimes creativity doesn't come in the sense of the way they like it. At least this is my opinion on it. Like, they don't like it. And they was like, since you don't like it, we're just going to push it out anyway and force you to like it. And and then some people just like, oh man, I not, this is not something I sign up for. And then guess what? You have shows doing piss poor. Now, one show I did actually think that actually was good recently. I just finished watching Fallout. Fallout was actually pretty good.
I have not seen it yet, but I am a big Fallout fan as well.
I haven't played none of the games, believe it or not.
Oh.
So I watched it and I loved the show. So it makes me now want to play the games. Like I kind of want to play all the Fallouts now. Or at least one or two.
That's exactly what you want from a video game adaptation. You can watch it not being a fan of the games and it's still really good, and then it gets you into the games. Where I feel like for example, let's think of like what was it? Welcome to Raccoon City, the Resident Evil movie. I feel like if you're not a fan of the games, you're not gonna like, what is this movie? It's just like weird. There's just so many I don't know. There's so many references they're throwing at you. Like every 5 seconds there's a reference. Oh, another reference. Like I guess it's cool as a Resident Evil fan to watch it one time and recognize things.
It was so
but
bad.
Then even they weren't. Oh, it was so bad. I've only seen it once, and like I'll have to watch it again probably with my community. I'm just so disappointed.
It was so bad.
I want to get. I want to get something like Fallout or like The Last of Us is another really good example of a good video game adaptation where it gets people into the game and you can watch it stand alone without any knowledge. Where Resident Evil, I don't know what they're doing. They've had so many chances. The best Resident Evil movies, in my opinion, are the like what are they? WS and yes, the Mila Jovovich movies.
Yeah,
I grew up with those. I love them.
Same here.
I accept though that they're going to be different from the games. Like they pull some stuff, but they are its own story in the same universe, I guess. I don't know how to exactly word it, but
it was going that way. It was when they had the original Resident Evil, like they were going to continue in canon. And then Capcom, it had something to do with Capcom, and Capcom didn't want them to put Alice as canon. So, because I was looking forward to her being canon, because when they did the end of part 2, Apocalypse, which 1 and 2 are the best ones. They're the best ones.
Oh, they are.
Hands down.
Yeah.
1 and 2 was the best ones. The soundtrack, the filming, the way, the ominous, the way the camera, when he was doing that, he really did his homework on Resident Evil, Paul W.S. Anderson. Yeah. Like, he looked at the games, he knew the angles, and he knew exactly how to make Resident Evil, like, it make you feel like you was watching a Resident Evil game. And you automatically knew who was your Jill, you knew who was your Chris, in a sense, in the first one, even though they weren't Jill and Chris. And then part 2, they did the best. The makeup department, legendary. They made Nemesis, and Nemesis was amazing. He was so realistic. They didn't do the full tentacle Nemesis and everything, but they made Nemesis lifelike, and it was just, seeing that in the theater, I was just blown away. Just the action they gave it, and come on, you could pick it apart all you want, but we can all agree, man, the guns, the action, Nemesis, Jill was added to it. You actually seen STARS members, like they put references in a good way into the movies, and it's hard to really recreate that when it comes to shows like even Halo. I was watching a Halo show, and it's hard to me to not like it and like it, because it's like sometimes when they get to the action, it's amazing. But then when they do this story lovey-dovey thing with Master Chief, and spoiler alert, sorry, like people like who haven't seen it, it's just, it just messes with the whole lore that us Halo fans have, like legit in it. So we can all understand, especially Resident Evil fans, we definitely can understand. I was just laughing because not only Welcome to Raccoon City was bad, did you see that Netflix Resident Evil show?
I didn't hate it at first, but then I never finished it. So what does that tell you, you know? Like it just didn't hold my interest too much. Like there was some references, but like it wasn't enough. Mm-hmm. And I found more characters annoying than likable a lot of the time. So it just, I don't know, we're just missing such a good adaptation. I feel like a lot of the Resident Evil community can kind of, maybe not all of us can agree, but I feel like most people realize that the best Resident Evil movies we have are the first 2 with Mila.
And that's it.
Like, we didn't expect it to be that way, though, because people didn't like those movies either, apparently, when they came out. Those were very divisive because they have, who the hell's Alice?
Right.
Like, I don't like Alice. A lot of people absolutely hate Alice. I genuinely like Alice.
I love Alice. Alice. I love Alice. I like Alice, and I love the fact that it's just her story, and then the way it ended was pretty cool with the last Resident Evil Mila Jovovich movie that she did. It was really the way they kind of had a twist to it in a sense. But it was one of those things that it was different. I didn't like it at the beginning because I was like, yo, where's Jill? Where's Chris? Where's Barry? Where's Barry? Like,
man.
Where's Barry? Like, and I'm laughing because I'm 15 years old watching the first one in the theater. And
wow.
I watched the second one when I was, I think, 17. Yeah, it came out in 2004. Yeah, it was like I was 17 years old. So I was like a teenager. I was like, okay. And I seen both of them. No, I seen the first one with my friends. The second one I seen by myself. And I was just like, okay, 3. When they did this Apocalypse Mad Max thing, I was like, okay, what are they doing now? Where's Jill?
Yeah.
Where did she go? Where did you do with this? What did you do with this? Like, and it was just all over the place. And then, you know, and it's really hard to do that. And they just kept syncing with video game adaptations. And Last of Us got it right. Fallout got it right. It's too early. It's too, I don't know how I feel about the Halo show. Like, to be completely honest, I'm like in the middle, but it's like Super Mario Brothers got it right. Actually, they got it right.
Yes, that was pretty good. Like, it was very enjoyable, and that's all I want is just to not walk out of the theater hating it.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
Just let me feel happy after, you know.
Amen. And that's what I would say. What I would say to people, like, I was actually surprised on how good I loved it. And Jack Black as Bowser. Oh my God.
Great.
Oh my God. Amazing. Like, he had me crying in the whole theater. I was like, I could see it working, but I didn't expect him to do as good as he did with that. I like the fact that Chris Pratt wasn't so like, he knew how to find a good balance with his voice.
Yeah, he wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting worse. I still heard Chris Pratt, but by the middle of the movie, I was more immersed, I guess.
Right.
Whereas on the flip side, I did not like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
No, I did not.
I thought it was so out of place because he has a very distinct voice.
Yeah, you know.
And he just kind of played himself playing Donkey Kong, and I just did not. It just took me right out of the movie.
I got you.
All I want is to feel immersed. Like, I just want to forget that I'm watching a movie and just be watching the movie, you know? When I'm getting pulled out of the movie by being like, oh, like, for example, let's say it's bad CGI is another good example, which wasn't in that movie, obviously, but like, say there's terrible CGI in some of these like newer Marvel movies. I'm like, this looks like shit. Like, I don't even care about the scene. Like, this is so bad.
I can't agree with you more. Because it's like,
it's so terrible.
The writing, it's like, you just spent all the money on that crap lousy CGI that looks like PlayStation graphics. And you're turning around and then you don't have no plot, no really good storyline, nothing that grips me and captures me. And when you walk into a theater, like you said, it's a suspension of belief. You are on a roller coaster ride. You're there to enjoy. You're there to be entertained. You're not there to try to pick apart and ground it in reality. You're suspending your reality. You live in reality. So we're leaving reality for about 2 hours, and we're going to tune into your life and immerse ourselves in your life and entertain us. Show it what it means. And it's just like some directors just miss the mark sometimes because they just go too funny or they're too serious. And it's hard to find a delicate balance because I'm like, yeah, life has a way of doing funny moments, but it's not every 2 seconds there's a funny moment. There's a lot of darkness and dankness in life, but we find the ironic and the funny out of a dark situation, and then we'll crack jokes. I like to mention there was an interview with Marlon Wayans. I don't know if you're familiar with Marlon Wayans, the Wayans brothers. Oh, so in America we have a family, black family of comedians called the Wayans brothers. So you have Keenan.
Maybe I'd recognize them if I saw them.
Have you ever seen White Chicks?
Maybe. Oh yes, okay, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, so Marlon Wayans and Sean Wayans were there. They're the White Chicks. So I was like, let me throw out White Chicks. So I'm pretty sure she's seen it. So Marlon was doing an interview, and he said that life is about, and excuse your ears, your Christian ears if you're listening. He was like, life is about good company, good friends, good sex, good food, and good love. And I was like, yeah, he was like, because when you're gone, you're gone. So why shouldn't you be enjoying every aspects of this while you could? And then he went into also how to make work as an actor and whatnot. But those things it's like one of those bylaws things I take. I'm like, that's actually pretty valuable because it helps people kind of not worry so much about the future and focus more in the present. And the future's there. It's going to be there if you're a part of it. With that being said, we'll move on to the next question I have for you. It's called the inanimate. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to add any more things to that last comment?
Well, that was just really motivating because it's easy to live in the past, think about what you could have changed. Like I think about that a lot. I'm like, oh, I could have streamed more and been more consistent and then my channel would be doing better. But then I'm not focusing on what I could be doing right now. I'm just wasting time. Then thinking about the future, I mean, the only time to change the future is right now. So yeah, I really like that.
I think you put too much sometimes on not to get too personal. I think you put too much pressure on yourself.
I do. I'm a big perfectionist. Like in school, I always wanted to do really, really well. This actually was not good, where when I was younger, I would never, ever fail. Like I cannot think of things that I ever failed at. I would make I was always athletic. I made all the sports teams. I would always get A's on all my tests. I had a lot of friends and stuff like that. Like life was kind of on easy mode. And then when I got older, it's just like, oh, I'm suddenly like, I'm failing at something. And then I'd be very disappointed in myself. And it's been kind of hard adjusting my brain to be like, okay, it's fine to fail. Like you don't need to be perfect all the time. And I think I'm a lot better at it now though. It was probably the worst when I was like 18, 19, 20, when you're finally older and you're having to deal with a lot more, especially like university and all that. And I kind of lost my train of thought, but I'm definitely better now at not being so hard on myself, but better doesn't mean great necessarily. I'm still working on it. But yeah, it is exhausting being so hard on yourself all the time when no one's perfect and everyone has their different journey that they're taking, you know?
And I actually love that, the way you articulated that, because
thank you.
We, as your fans, including myself, because I'm a big fan. I'm still a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. So it's like, we want the best for you, and we know because you share a lot of what's going on with you, and we just feel like, damn, we wish that you could see yourself the way we see you, because it's like, it's hard. We know it's hard what you're going through. That's why we stay, we support, we keep coming back, because we know she's still working. And the fact that you put so much pressure on yourself, we know, damn, she wants to give us the most kick-ass stream that she could possibly give us. And that's a lot of content creators, because what I do notice with content creators at times, and I've been into other of chats and other people's rooms, where it's like they get into the self-deprecating behavior sometimes. Yeah. And it sucks. It's kind of like, there was one person that shall remain nameless, but they are very big in the RE community. I was in their room and they kept kind of beating down on themselves, and I was kind of like, well, if you feel this way, maybe you should just get and I wasn't meaning to be rude. I was just saying, get off stream. It's okay. I meant it as, take the time for yourself, because if you're not in it, we as your viewers will feel it. And then we'll start leaving ourselves.
You feel the mood come down. Right. Like you go for a good time. And I'm not saying streamers can never say what they're feeling. Like sometimes you are allowed to be a little bit negative. You can, but if it's constant and you're in a cycle of say you're not doing well enough or something, and you're just like, oh, like I wish my stream was doing better. Sometimes I do fall into that too, where I'm just like, oh, guys, I feel like I could be doing better right now. But to combat that, I do just try not to stream on days where I feel negative, I guess. Like, I'll just take a day off, which I guess snowballs sometimes. Mm-hmm. But there is a balance between, like, constantly complaining and venting. You can vent sometimes. It is healthy to vent once in a while.
Of course.
But it can bring down just the vibe. And then once you've brought down the vibe, you're feeling down now, and then you might be more likely to be brought down more, and it's just a terrible cycle. And I feel for streamers though, because it's hard. It's very hard especially when you, like, a lot of people think, oh, I have less viewers, therefore I'm less valued, or I'm not doing as well, when it could just be because there's a big TV show on that people are watching or something. Mm-hmm. Like there's so many external factors that you've got to think of. And to kind of center myself sometimes, I'm like, think of the people who are here. Like, you have awesome people who are choosing to hang out and spend their time with you right now. And that is so valuable because, like, more than subbing, more than anything, is that people are choosing to spend hours of their time watching your stream. And that's an incredible achievement, I think. And
I think
it
that is
really
too.
grounds me sometimes, you know?
It's and
Yeah.
when I did my stream, and I'm gonna put, I didn't put the VODs up yet, but I guess later on when I can, I'll put the ones that I've done already up. And one of the things I said is, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. You know, like, and I love that. I love it because it's just, it's like, you could have been doing anything you wanted to, but you chose to come and stick it out with my ass, like, for a couple of like a couple of hours. By all means, I want to try to make this as funny as I can. I want to make you feel comfortable where you can joke around. You could just feel like you're you know, for a sense. And I'm glad that you said that, because it's like, it's very difficult for you guys. Like, you're not curing cancer, or you're not rocket science, but you know, you do change people's perspectives on people. I've been in streams where people say, like, you saved my life. Like, you've been in, like, I came and I tuned in and I was thinking about, you know, bad things, and I decided to just tune into your stream, and you did a Batman. You put on the mask and you did Batman, or like, or you turned around and you just, like, you cracked a dirty joke that I found ridiculously funny. And I tell people all the time, I said, like, do you know how Robert Downey Jr., on a side note, how he got sober? He went to Burger King and ate a burger, and it was so bad to him, he threw it out and changed his life, which is insane. That's why, if you ever notice, if you watch an Iron Man movie, there's always sponsored by Burger King.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm gonna be looking out for that now. Yeah.
It was like, well, he's no longer in Marvel, but if he ever comes back, it may be sponsored by Burger King. But, like, it's funny when you find little stories that something that small, or you would claim insignificant, can change the trajectory of someone's life for the better. It took him from being jail, all of that, a bite of a bad Burger King burger, to get to reevaluate your whole life, like, and become a global phenomenon in 10 years. So it's didn't
he win an Oscar this year?
Yes,
or last year
he did win this year for Oppenheimer. He
was great in that.
I still haven't watched it.
That movie was awesome. Oh, it's so good. You should watch it.
Okay.
I would recommend, like, I'm not a big history buff. So, like, I had my boyfriend beside me, Cameron, or Mr. Snee, as we call him on stream. But, like, literally every 10 minutes he'd pause it and, like, explain to me who everyone is and what's going on. Because if I didn't have him, I'd be so lost. I'm not good at history.
That's the boyfriend's job. The boyfriend's job is to sit there and say, hey, like, okay, because when I was with my girlfriend at the time, years ago, we used to go to the movies, so she would ask me a question. I said, I can't pause it, sweetie. I gotta let's go eat dinner, and I'll tell you everything you want to know about it, because I did this in class, or because history was my subject, because I always was a sucker for a good story. If you could tell me a very good story, you got me hooked. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna find more. I'm gonna get lore. And I wanna help you. I have a friend right now who's trying to write an anime, and he called.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, once it comes out, I'm telling you, I'm gonna, because I love it. I love the concept of where he's going with it. And I said, hey, maybe you can raise the stakes here and do this here. So it's really dope, like, just to hear when people are getting creative and they're in their creative free flow, and it's awesome to hear it. So I see it also when streamers come on. So it's just like, when you're in it and the chat is going nuts, that's an energy in itself. Like that hype train.
It's an adrenaline rush, honestly. It is.
Just watching is adrenaline rush.
Oh, it's so much fun. Like, I love streaming.
Like, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy though, because, like, I do take long breaks, and I'm coming back this Sunday, and I'm almost nervous because I know it's gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially my first stream back, everyone's like, "Oh my god, hey, blah blah," and I'm gonna be both a little nervous, but it's literally an adrenaline rush. Like, my heart starts pumping. I'm like, let's go!
Yeah.
And then there's so many things happening, and it's an awesome experience though. Like, it's so much fun, and I love that. My stream is like that a lot of the time too.
Oh yeah,
like,
of course.
I'll just be speedrunning, and we'll be talking about some random stuff, and chats going off, and it's just so much fun. And I feel like a lot of streamers just love I don't know if everyone gets adrenaline rushes. Maybe it's just my anxiety.
No,
I don't know.
it's the vibe.
No,
it's a vibe.
Yeah, it's so awesome though.
When I used to be in my friend's chat, he was playing Call of Duty, and that's when Childish Gambino was huge. Like when in 2012 when he came out, but because of the internet, because this guy and this is where Donald Glover is a genius to me. Like he knows how to take music and compare it and put it with what's going on today at your time. He had World Star. Yeah. He had Because of the Internet. Like he had The Worst Person Ever. Like, and his skits led into that. And I've seen him in tour several times, and his tours gets amazing. His shows get better and better and better as he keeps doing more music. Oh, this is actually my last question. A song lyric analysis. Choose a song lyric that best represents your life philosophy and explain why it resonates with you.
All right. So probably a good song lyric. So this is a super cheesy song. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Oh. What is it? You ain't ever gonna get me down. I get back knocked out.
Yeah. I remember that. She went to whiskey drink. She went to whiskey drink. She went to whiskey drink.
Yeah. Yes. But like the entire song is just like the one I get knocked down, and then there's the one verse. But I deal a lot with my struggles. Like I did not have the easiest childhood and stuff. Like while I said I was good in school, like I was bullied a lot. Had a lot of trauma, and it's been my life basically to this point has been overcoming everything that I've kind of faced in my life. And especially when it comes to streaming, I'm always getting knocked down. I stop streaming, I'm in my little cave, I don't interact with anyone, and then I slowly come out and I get up again. And then people might get me down, but then I do get back up, and my life's just been kind of a constant cycle of doing great and then doing terrible and then doing great and then doing terrible. So I feel like that's a pretty good song lyric to describe my life, to be honest.
And that's awesome because it just shows your perseverance and your determination. And this is what I love about overcoming in adversity, because you find something beautiful in adversity, and especially like yourself. Like it gives you an armor. Like you level up. I feel like you level up with each emotional breakdown you have. Yeah. You level up in mentality, like, or intelligence. They say like you come stronger because like on a personal note on my side, about almost about a year and some change ago, almost 2 years ago, my father passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. He passed away from cancer, and it was one of the most heartbreaking times in my life that I've ever had in my 37 years of being around. And a lot of people can relate. I'm not going to say I'm the only one in the world. No, everyone can relate to a certain extent. And one person told me something that helped. It really helped when I needed to hear it. He said, this could be the biggest blueprint for your success or the inevitable blueprint for your ultimate self-destruction. And right now, we are who we choose to be. And this is your moment to choose. And that's when I decided, no, I'm going to choose to be better and do better and become stronger. This will not defeat me. I'm not going to lose this, because that's not what he wanted. And I know for a fact my father wanted me successful. He says, I want you to be successful. I implore you to be successful for yourself, not for me. It's a byproduct I get off of the success, but for you mainly, because I just want you to enjoy your story. Because my dad was what you would call we have it. You probably have chapters out there and temples out there. You probably just don't know. A Freemason. My dad was a Freemason. You probably seen the logo.
Heard of it.
You've probably seen the logo. Yeah. It's a ruler with a G and a compass. But if you look it up, you'll see it. You'll put Freemason logo. You've seen the logo, but they're everywhere. They're all over the world. But those Freemasons know the Bible cover to cover, all 66 stories and everything. But the main thing I'm taking away from that is
I've seen this. Sorry, I was just looking it up.
No, you look at the logo. Yeah. He said the thing is a Bible, besides the religious standpoint of it, it's story. It's a book. But there are so many books of people's stories. There's the book of Job, the book of Genesis, Revelations, whatever. And he would say, you're living your life. The book of, your name, the book of this person, there's the book of Mike. There's the book of Tom. There's the book, everyone has a story. Some people's stories end quicker than others, but the main thing is you get to learn from a story. And you don't look at the Bible as just a religious text. You can look at it as a guide on how to deal with day-to-day problems. It can help in so many different ways. And he said some people forget that because they get so caught up on the spiritual and the biblical. They forget the source material as just looking at a story and looking at the adversity that people overcome in the story. Obviously, albeit from God. But some people do it on their own and they figure it out, and they didn't even get a push from God, and they figured it out on their own, and they led their people to freedom or whatever to have you not. And with people today, like yourself, or anyone who has dealt with hard times or mental health, it's an adversity in itself. It's a strength, and there's a compassion in it and a beauty in it when you get to the other side, because you realize all of that was based on fear, and you didn't allow yourself to let the fear overcome you and keep you where it's at. And that, you should never forget that. As me telling you don't have to take my word for it. I'm pretty sure all your fans could agree with you. You just remember that adversity you came by and let it bring a smile, just like the smile you have right now. Yeah. Let it bring a smile to your face and let you know you always have it around you. That is a part of the legend that we call Snee. Like, you know, that's the book of Snee that we're looking at, and it's awesome to see it unfold on screen. One song I have been listening to a lot, it's from the group, it's called Wildfires.
Maybe I've heard that, I'm not sure.
You might have heard it because it came out just recently, early this year, but it's like a slow, sultry jazz beat, but and then it picks up, and the voice is so sultry and it's so nice, but it's a very uplifting song, and a lot of people forget that rock is very uplifting. Rock, metal, believe it or not. Oh yeah. Punk rock. I listened to My Chemical Romance a lot as a kid.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like, oh my God. And like the Black Parade, that was one of the most inspiring songs.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I always hated when people are like, "Oh, this song's stupid." I'm like, you don't know anything. Okay.
Listen to what he's saying. Listen. Yeah. And it's like, and it makes even more. It makes me feel more because he's like, the beginning lyrics, "My father took me into the city to see a marching band." And And then he says, "Son, when you grow up, will you be the leader of the broken, the beaten, and the damned?" And it's like, it goes, and it's like, if you're listening to him and not just listening to the beat, he's saying something very profound that a lot of people don't realize. Like, you have your parents and cherish them, and the loved ones that you have, and their memory carries on. And even when we don't have those people, the people that we do have that parasocial relationship with, hopefully not toxic, so to speak, it's kind of giving you that place where you can carry on and you can keep get knocked down and keep getting back up again.
Yeah.
So that's my little take on it. And I'm glad that song resonates with you so much. I remember. So that is it. That's what I have for you now. Is there anything that you want to say to the viewing public that will watch this? You have your camera, and yes, thank you so much. Once again, thank you so much, Snee. For doing
I love doing interviews. Yeah, they're always a good time. It's just basically a recorded conversation for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a recorded conversation. It's like a in-depth view because it's something like, I feel like it's already been a long time coming for you anyway, for you to have interviews and whatnot, or have an update, or like for people.
I've done a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, especially very a staple in the Resident Evil community. A lot of people love what's going on with you. And I don't know, it's just, I love interviews in the sense of how the dynamic in it changed. It's a conversation. It's just an ebb and flow of it, and of awesomeness happening with awesome people. That's how I could say it, without being too wordy. But yes, anything that you would like to share to the viewing public, you can look right down the barrel and let them know what's going on in your life.
Yes. And I just want to say thank you for supporting me through everything. 'Cause it's been very rocky, and I have periods where I'm like, "Oh guys, I'm never going to take a break again." And then what do? A week later, I take like 6 months off. So I know it's like not everyone has stuck by me, but to those who have, and to those who don't judge me for my struggles, just thank you so much, because that's what keeps me motivated. and I couldn't do without you. And I'm so excited to come back streaming, and it's going to be awesome. I'm doing a lot better now, and I'm really looking forward to the future.
All right. And guys, you've heard it from Resident Sneevil herself. This has been a blast. I'm Jay Cancher, and I also have a stream myself. It's called Streaming with Jay, but you just look up my name and whatnot. I'm just starting out, so come hang out, crack some dirty jokes and whatnot, be cool. But if not, and when you can catch Miss Sneevil, Resident Sneevil, on Twitch at
twitch.tv/Sneevil, Sneevil. Oh yeah, we do fun stuff over there. It's a little chaotic, but that's the fun part.
Also, she has Instagram. She also is on she's on X or Twitter.
Don't call it X.
I'm calling Twitter.
And it's funny, I actually don't have Instagram. That's the one I don't have, but I have TikTok.
She doesn't have an Instagram.
No, I don't. Everyone does though. So like, I understand why you thought I would. Yeah. But yeah, I have Twitter, I have TikTok, I have a Discord where we'll hang out and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
And catch them on
if you
Discord.
go to my Twitter, there's like a link tree you can click on. It has all my links.
There you go. You can catch Snee, and she has on schedule. She will be back this Sunday, May 5th. So please check your schedule. If you're not, or by the time you see this, it'll probably already be past.
Yeah, it might be past. It might be. It's okay. But I'll still be streaming.
But she'll be streaming. Let's put it like this. Yeah. She'll be streaming. So please, if you can catch a stream, you may regret it if you don't. Because it is fun time, it is good time, it's some good laughs, some toilet humor, some Resident Evil streams, some zombie popping, and big booty girls in red tight gear. And everyone likes big booty. That. Who doesn't like big booty girls? There's even a song out there that's raunchy about it. Like, speaking of big booty girls, did you see, have you played Stellar Blade yet?
No, but I've watched people play it with like the skin colored outfit, which apparently it makes the game harder.
Really?
So I've been watching actually Hazeblade play that quite a bit, and I think Kitty Roar as well has been playing it. It looks fun. I don't know if I'd spend, like, I don't really have money to be dropping on every release that comes out right now. No. So it's like $100 Canadian for a new game.
Right. You got a PP5?
It's so expensive. Pardon?
You got a PP5? I'm sorry, that's what I call that. That's what I call PS5. You got a PlayStation 5?
Oh no, I have an Xbox, but we don't have the Series X. We're still on the older one, but I play everything on PC for the most part.
It's not on PC yet, but PlayStation did make an announcement.
It's PlayStation.
PlayStation did make an announcement. It was a couple of weeks ago. They said that we're going to move in their catalog to PC, so keep them lookout for that. So a lot of the PlayStation exclusives are going to probably be on PC, which is going to be hilarious because why buy a PlayStation now? Just like an Xbox in the sense, like, you know, when you got a PC.
The only thing I see for like consoles is that they're much like less barrier to entry. Mm-hmm. Like you just go buy one at the store, you buy a controller, you plug it in, and that's it. Where with a PC, it's like you don't need to know what parts you want. Like, you need to know what a graphics card is. You need to know, there's a lot of things you need to know getting into PC gaming. There's a lot of peripherals you need.
My God.
Yeah, what did you say?
Oh, Lord. If you only knew what I was
talking. Oh, no.
These last 3 months were murder. I bought a pre-built in February. The video card went out. In 2 weeks of having it, took it back, got another one. The screen started flashing and flickering. My motherboard went out.
Painful.
Then this month, I just finally bought the components and had it built directly. No more pre-builds for me. Ever.
Yeah, I got lucky with my pre-builts. They've been good. My computer right now is I got it like gifted from NZXT. Because I was part of their partner program, which is since dissolved. Yeah, NZXT is awesome. I love their products. I never had anything bad from them. This computer's the best one I've ever had. But yeah, if you have I've never really ran into computer problems because as soon as my old one started having problems, I got this one gifted, so I never had to fix it.
Hey.
So I got lucky, but I can't imagine dealing with PC problems, especially when you don't have much experience into what the hell's wrong, you know?
I hear you on that. But
Yeah.
I don't want to keep you too long. I don't want to leave you go. Thank you so much, Snee, for doing this interview. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate your channel. We all do. And we are so glad to have you back. Guys, stay tuned for this. And then some. Snee got a lot of good stuff coming her way. And please watch her on Twitch. She's going to be very featured. She would love if you guys could come and celebrate with her. Because, you know, let's give our flowers when they're due, when people are around. You know, so definitely come and check out Snee. You won't regret it. Thank you so much. All right, for this interview. I'm out of here. I'll check you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.